Hey there, I don't know how long I have, but I'm going to try to get some more turns in before I leave for the day, and I just have so much more. I actually want to play a fourth playthrough of this. I'm having that much fun. There's other D-Day games that are actually on my table that I would like to maybe take a crack at, see if we can get into those. Somebody mentioned B-17, and then I still even have, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Comancheria. Man, there's just so many things I want to do and not enough time. It's that classic thing. I really wish I could win the lottery and do something like this every day, all day. So anyways, getting into this, we are on turn 27. So I'm going to grab this guy. Well, basically there is no beach phase, so let's not worry about that. And I'm going to shuffle the cards, which I could have done before I started recording, but this guy is landing on the first, just anywhere on the first, and so I'm going to land him right here, or see if he can land. Obviously that won't happen until next turn, and next turn will be a low tide, so if he does land, he's going to have a long walk. But that's how it goes. Just doing some quick shuffling here. Just a note, I made an errata document. It's been uploaded and I inserted it after my video 1 of this entire series. It's a list of all the errors that I've discovered, and some of them, those errors have not been fixed until now. So somebody wrote me last night and compiled, he took some serious time to compile a list of what he thought I was implementing incorrectly, and I went through and I agreed with all but one of them. And so I made an errata document. It's about 30 minutes long, or video I mean, and we're going to start doing it correctly here, but I'm going to go, I'm not going to belabor it because that, like I said, it's 30 minutes long, but the biggest thing is that my heroes, I've been killing them when I took a hit, and that's not allowed. I'm only allowed to kill a hero when this thing is down to 1 pip. So everywhere you see here was wrong. Another thing was I put a hero in this unit because I said that I had to spend actions, and I don't. These are all free actions until you get to a scalable cliff. So these are still preservation moves. So those are the two things that jumped out. I've been doing barrage wrong, so that also jumps out. Now, in the extended version here, you can see tanks have been useless because we haven't been able to get them out of the draw. So barrage is not that big of a deal now, but earlier in the game it was. And that's it. Let's keep going. There was maybe 14 of them, or however many. I'm not going to go through them all here. Feel free to check out the errata video, and if they come up while we're playing, I'll bring it up. So we need to go to an event card. So let's draw for an event. And it says German reinforcements, 1 in C, E, and F. And I think we can only do C and E. There's only 2 left. So if we look at C, there's C4, and then E would be E5. And of course they're getting, this is getting a building depth, and then a mobile depth goes with the E5. Okay, so more reinforcements on the board, yippee-ki-yay. Let's do some firing. So gold is firing mortars, and I'm looking at gold, and there is a gold that's alive. It's this one, and let's check our chart. For mortars, if we're in the field of fire, it's just going to fire normal. So this one's going to just fire normal. We have a circle, so let's see what we get. We are disrupted, and there's no circle there, so we're fine. This is not an intense fire zone. There's no circle here either. So we just get away with that. Now there is some orange here. And that guy is disrupted. So we do get disrupted there. And then we have a double purple. And there's no purple on the board. So we're okay there. Then we have a double brown, which does happen. It's an A. So a double brown A is going to try to do an advance because there's nobody in his field of fire. And the advance is he's going to try to move here, but he can't because somebody's already there. And so nothing happens there. All right, so I think we're done. There would be a lot of units that would reinforce, but there's no reinforcements left. Okay, so let's go to the other side. We have a gold, and this is a reinforcement one again, which would have been a big issue. We do have one. It's right here. And I'm going to look at the gold reinforce. He would place a depth marker if he doesn't have one, but he has one. And then he's going to fire a triangle, and we're a diamond, and we're okay. He does go all the way out here, but nobody else gets hit. So we're okay. Then there's a green. So it's a green mortar. And they do have a green, but it's just disrupted. So we just remove the disruption marker. Oh, there's a green here. But this one's just going to fire, and it's a triangle. So we do take a hit. This 29th is going to take a hit. And that's unfortunate because I think we needed that to get him. So yeah, that one's going to blow. And then a double brown. I don't see a double brown anywhere. So we're okay. So now we're going to do another event. And it's that unexpected naval fire again. So let's draw, see what we get. I'm drawing a diamond. And looking back on this, the diamond is WN66 South. And WN66 South, that's 65. That's 68. That one's 66. So there is a chance we're going to lose a unit there. And I drew a triangle, and the unit's a diamond, so we're okay. I don't think you can lose the garrison. Somebody did point out that I placed a garrison while it was still under a fire, and you're not allowed to do that, and they're correct, but I don't know where I did that. So that was just a simple mistake on my part, if that's the case. I didn't mean to, to make that mistake. But anyways, somebody did point that out. So now it's time for our engineer phase. So we're going to continue with our plan of getting these engineers. Now they're up to range 4. And this HQ is going to be range 2, and that one's going to be up to range 1. And so if we come back to here, you can see this engineer is going to have a range of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we get a garrison now there, which is good. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see that the road is cleared up to here. And then the tank can actually keep going. I don't need to wait for the engineer anymore to go past this spot. This was the last spot with mines. And that's a huge thing because now our tanks are free to go, assuming that they have action points, of course. I'm just continuing to look at the situation to see if there's any other impact to this engineer, and I don't think there is. So then we go to the other engineer, though, and that one's also 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a garrison is now there, and 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is under fire from purple, but purple is now clear. Yeah, that one gets one too. So we have a garrison all the way out there. So that's pretty helpful. And 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see that this minefield is cleared, but there's still yet another one. So the units are not quite able to get off the beach down there. Now the headquarters, obviously the range increased. So one of them is the 115. And I think the 115 headquarter is this guy. So he's now a range 2. And then the other one is this guy. He's still just a range 1, but obviously they're increasing as each turn goes by. So let's move on to the action phase. I think we wanted to finish this guy off, but there's a chance that he can escape. And then somebody mentioned that I gotta remember the bocage rule, and they're right. It's the hedgerow rule where they can actually sneak through this and get to here for communication. So they're not always cut off. And that's the situation here until I move to here, and then they won't be able to. Because even if they go through here, I'm still controlling these 2 spots. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to attack with these 2 guys, and, well, that would kill him. Never mind. Don't want to do that. So I'm going to attempt to do a move first, and that's an infiltration move. So I got to make sure I don't get a green triangle, and I don't. So he's able to move. So from my perspective, even with the bocage rule, if he cuts through a hedgerow and gets to the other side, I still have control over those spots. So he's cut off now. So this guy alone is all that it takes to kill him. So I'm going to spend 1 action to eliminate this guy. And this one can't attack there alone without somebody being next to it. So nothing I can do about that. Although I am tempted to now start moving him in because I think this one is finally cut off from communication given my situation. He might not be. That's why I've been so paranoid about keeping that there. Okay, so I used 1 action. Now as we go over, you can see here that orange is an issue, and I don't think I can take on orange with the 4. So I don't know what I was planning on doing. A good night's sleep is all it took to make me forget what I was doing. So I'm going to move him, and he gets to move 2 spaces. So I'm going to go 1. This is a green 2. And I think we're going to leave orange B. I think this was one of the ones that popped in unexpectedly. And then my general is just going to move over. So, oh, you know what? I don't need to move the general over. I need to move the general this way because I realized that the general can give free actions down here, whereas this HQ is giving free actions this way. He has a range of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one would not be in range. So what I'll do is I'm going to do a 1, 2 like that. All right, so this needs a bazooka and a Browning. And you can see this guy's a Browning and this guy's a bazooka. So the question is I have 4, 7, 10. This is 6 and that's 4. That would be 10. So I am going to attack because I need to at least disrupt him. But I have the bazooka and Browning. Now I need a radio and a mortar. I have the mortar and the radio comes from the command post. So I actually have equal 10. And just doing a quick check, I think as long as I have the weapons, even though I'm not, if my attack strength is equal, all I do is disrupt them. See that? So I needed to have 1 more than them to be able to destroy the marker, but I'm only equal. So I disrupt them, but I'm going to use this opportunity to move in so I can finish them off next turn. So now I'll be able to get them next turn. So continuing on, this engineer unit is providing free actions to a whole bunch of people. So this guy can now go 1, 2, 3, 4. He can only move on primary roads. I guess these are secondary roads, so he's only going to get to go 2 spaces. And this one will go 2 spaces. And this one is gonna go here. This guy can go 2 spaces because he's on a road. That one will go there, and then these two will move over. You can see I got a whole bunch of guys to get off this beach, and they're finally trying to do that. I don't have any free moves down here from a headquarter perspective, so this guy who's up on high ground would be in action. This headquarter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see these guys are starting to get out of my free action zone. This one will eventually be able to pick them up, but right now he only has a range of 2. So I can get this guy going. So I'm going to go 1, 2 with him. This one's in range, although he can move on his own, and he will move 1, 2 and get on the HQ. These guys are out of range. I do have 2 more actions, but I have to wait. This disrupted, oh, that's a disrupted unit we need to kill. And we need to have him so he can't escape. So what should we do? Right now I think I have him, but because of the bokage rule, see there's this little hedgerow here and here. So I'm going to move this guy over. Since he's disrupted, that's a free move. And I'm going to move this guy over since he's disrupted. And I think now he can't escape. So then let's look at what he needs. He needs a flank and a bazooka. This guy's got everything. So if I attack with those two, we destroy him and he doesn't escape. That's the tricky part of the rule, is because with the bokage thing, he basically gets a free communication through the hedgerows, and then he gets to here, and so I have to have control over all these spaces to prevent him from escaping. So I just did that, and so we got rid of him. This one gets a free something, free move, and we're gonna go 2 spaces to here. This one gets a free move, and we'll go 2 spaces to here. We're gonna try to take on this blue. This one, ooh, we're gonna move this one here. This one's moving in there. So we're gonna have plenty of firepower. I just need to survive 1 turn with blue not attacking me. This one was trying to actually go, I'm getting off camera here. This one was trying to go for red, and then blue, I think, popped in. So this HQ only has a range of 1. So this guy is in range. This one was disrupted, so I'm going to get rid of the disrupted. This guy needs to be flanked. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I don't have the flank condition, but I do have a 6 strength unit and a 7 strength unit that can both attack here for 13. And since I don't have the weapon requirement, I'm not going to be able to reveal the depth marker, but I can at least disrupt him, which is all I need because I want to get this guy in, and now we got ourselves a flanking condition on him. If I keep going to the left here, well, I actually have 2 more actions over here. I just noticed I went from one sector to another. So with the 2 actions that I have left, I can move these guys who are stuck. So like these guys here, I can go 1, 2, and now he's in position to take that on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just looking to see where I can get a free move. So I'm gonna go here. So that way he's in the free move range. We're gonna try to take out red. And so they're both gonna go that way. So that was 1 action. And then with another action, I can take these 2 and move them 2 up, like so. Okay, moving back to here. I still can't, well, I can move 1 more with my tanks, so I will. And this tank and this guy is going to move 1 more. This one will move 1 and that one will move. So I'm going to leave that guy there. We're going to move both of these up 1. So we're trying to get everybody off the beach there. Those are free moves that the engineer provides. I'm looking here, the general, this guy was disrupted, so the general doesn't give any more free moves there. So I'm going to move the general up 1. Like this. And then we get into this stuff, and that green popped in, which is a problem. We don't want to deal with the green yet, so I'm going to move this guy out of that fire zone into this one. So that's not an infiltration move, so that's okay, and that's one of my actions. And we do have a disrupted unit here. And these are my other disrupted units. I had a lot of disrupted units, so those are all gone. And that was these 3. So all I could have done was maybe attacked with him. And I don't want to, because a 6 is not enough to take him on. This one is disrupted, so I'm okay there. I have this one I could do something with, but I don't know where to move him to. So I think I have to sit him still, because all 3 of these were disrupted, so I can't do anything with them. I could attack with these 2 guys, and he can help. This is already disrupted, but why not? So I'm looking at a situation where he needs to be flanked. He won't be. So all I'll do is disrupt him again, so there's no point. So I'm at a spot where I desperately don't want a gold, because if I do this, I'm getting to that gold. I'm not ready. Well, yeah, I can be. I'm going to move him 1 over, so he's ready to support this way or that way, whichever way I need to go. Yeah, the gold thing is a big problem. All right, so we're going to move on to turn 28. I think that's all my actions. And we do have 1 landing. So the circle is a D, which, believe it or not, I think he's going to land, finally. So go back over to here. He's not a duck W. A D is he's going to lose a step, and then he'll land. So he does land in the low tide. Oh, losing a step means he's destroyed. All right, well, that lasted a long time. We're never going to be doing any more landings, so no worries there. So now it's time to draw an event. And we got another one of these, the naval fire things. And it's a triangle. So let's look at this again. It's G3. And G3 might actually be ours. It's empty, so I'm not going to draw. Nobody's there. So we don't have to worry about that. And then it's their time to fire. And so we did not get an orange. Remember, that was the thing that was going to kill us. So we have a red, which is disrupted. So I'm going to remove the disruption on their red guy. We have a double purple, which doesn't exist. And we have a tank brown. They do have a brown, but he, you can see here that brown can't hit anybody. So no worries there. So that's an uneventful fire phase. And then we have the other side is a gold reinforced, but there's no reinforcements available. And we do have a gold. I'm just going to make sure they will do a redeploy. And the one that's going to do a redeploy is this guy, because they're there and there's no US units in its field of fire. So it's going to redeploy somewhere that's in communication and next to us. So I think at minimum it's going to go here to purple, which is a problem because we ignored him to go this way, and now I think he's just going to move in to harass us again. And then we have a double brown, which there's no double brown here. So that ends that phase. Now we go to the event. And the event is we have to place a German reinforcement. There are none. So we skip that. And we go to the engineer phase. So the engineer phase, we do need to get to range 5. So we're going to keep going. This stays at 4, so no change there. The HQ range, though, is now 2 for both of our new HQs, and that's very helpful. Now we go to the peanut butter action time, and this guy scores a point for moving off the map. He also scores a point for just holding a VP, so I don't know what the difference is there, but what I will do is I will move him here because we're going to try to take out this purple. So this purple is this intense fire all around. So we're going to move him here, like so. And I'm going to leave him there. The general will keep moving in. And that was 2 action points to do what I just did there. I think this guy, this is a VP point, but I think I need to help with purple. So I will go up. I can move twice, in fact. And that's a free move because of the general. And I need to focus one at a time, but right now it's this guy. This general has a range, this HQ is 116. It has enough range to give free movement to everybody here. So I'm at 4, 8, 11, 14 strength. I'm finally able to bust this out. So that's destroyed, and he stays disrupted. Now this one here is 1, 2, 3, 4. I could try to attack this with a 4 strength. I'm just really concerned because this is going to be doubled, whatever I reveal. I'm really concerned, and so right now purple is my problem child. So if we get purple, we're going to be hammered. If we don't get purple, then we're going to be pretty fine. And then now that this guy's weakened, I only need 6 strength to finish him off. He does have he has the hedgerows again, so he's got communication. So if I want to finish him off completely, I may not be able to. So I do have that concern. But he's disrupted for now, so it allows me to maybe switch gears and then position myself better to finish him off completely. Now moving to this, I got a red situation, and these are intense fire. So this guy gets to move 1, 2, 3. See, he's within range of the HQ. So I'm going to do a 1, 2, like that. And then this one's going to do a 1, 2. So he's now in range to support in both directions. And the engineer is still just a 4. I'm continuing moving. This one has a range of 2 still. The engineer has a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. So this guy can still move. These 2 tanks can move 2 spaces, and they're finally off the beach and on high ground. That's 2 victory points right there. This one will move 2. This one will move 2. These guys only move 1. These guys only move 1. And that's it for them. 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't move until the engineer gets to 5. These guys can move. I just don't know where to move them to. There are victory point ones up here, so I can start, for example, I can go 1, 2, like that. But I gotta be careful, they're going out of range. This is a victory point spot, so I can move him up. That's a victory point spot, so I can move him up. And this one I will move. That's not a free move anymore. This blue, I think I have enough to disrupt him now. So I'm going to attack with this 2, and then this 7, and this 7. So that's 14, 15, 16. 16. And I'll add this 4 to make it 20. So this is a 6, and it needs a Browning. We have it. And that needs an artillery, which we don't have. So we do disrupt him. We have more than enough strength. But we're going to easily finish him off because this hero is going to move up. And next turn, that hero will add the artillery. And that's all we need to take blue. And then blue is a bright yellow, so we don't have to worry about him escaping. And continuing on. Okay, so as far as actions go, did I have extra actions over here? I think I did, but I don't know. I used 2 of them. This guy gets a move. I don't see where to move him to, so I'm just going to move him closer to something. And just keeping going here. This guy, we do have enough to disrupt him. I want to make sure he can't escape, but with this bokage rule, he can get really deep. So I have to literally have a guy sitting on this spot to cover his bokage escape. So that's a problem because I'm in his fire. And I need a flank to make him reveal the next marker. So this guy will move up. He has to stop because he's in the field of fire. This guy will move that way. 1, 2. He's now in the green field of fire. So what we're going to do then is we're going to attack with all 3 of these units. We do have the flanking, so we're going to reveal. And you can see we have flanking and radio because of the command HQ and several other reasons. So we were able to destroy that, and then at least we had plenty of strength to double both of those numbers. So he's at least disrupted. And then in a future turn, we're going to get up here because I can't remember if I moved him. I think I didn't. No, I did move him. I need to get here and to prevent him from escaping, to finish him off. Okay, moving on. I did move into that green zone. I don't know if that's a smart move. This guy needs to get hit. So we have this command post goes 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy is not a free, so he's in action. And then we got 1, 2, 3 guys attacking him. And so we easily double a bazooka. Oh yeah, we got this. That's 12. This is 12. That's 16. So this is destroyed. And that becomes disrupted. We are concerned about the bokage escape. So I do need to position myself around him. But we at least got him disrupted again. And this guy needs somewhere to go. And I think we're going to move. We're going to move here and get, it's going to be a concentrated unit. Okay, so now we got this guy who's going to be attacked. 1, 2, 3. These are all free attacks. This guy, and this guy. And so we finally have the flank. So we're going to reveal. We just need artillery, which we don't have. We do not have artillery. That's gonna hurt. We need a hero. And I don't have one. Well, I do have one, this guy. So he's gonna have to attack on a future turn. But for now, he's helping this guy attack here. This one will move, but after we attack. So that's a 6 strength unit that needs a flank and a browning, but he's helping, so we more than double the strength of that. I can't use the hero to add a flank bonus. So we at least disrupted him, which is what our goal was, right? We didn't want him to hit us. This guy can move into his intensive fire, so he's surrounded. This guy is going to have to just help that situation next turn. Looking at everything else, we already moved all of our units. That's the end of the turn. So now we go to turn 29. And there's nobody land on the beach, so we're going to draw an event card. And we get a naval fire marker. So these naval fire markers are really interesting at the end of the game. We need to have a radio, we need to have them revealed. And I think we can definitely make good use of that. Like looking here, like that can provide the artillery that we need. So anyways, that's a nice one to have. And then they fire. So let's start with the west side. We have a purple. I'm looking, there's no purple. They have a double green. They do have a double green, it's an A. So they're going to advance or fire. I think they are going to fire, and you can see the triangle there for the green. This is a diamond, so the green does not do anything. His advance would be to go here. He's not going to advance. And then there's a double brown, which is here, but it's an armor, so meaning that he doesn't do anything but fire, and there's nobody in his fire range, so we're good. So that was a very beneficial card to get. I don't think like the orange one would have been pretty bad to get that one. Okay, so next one is the other side. So we have double gold. I don't see any gold. We have a green star. I mean, really, we literally have 2 purple and a red on this side of the board, this sector. And then there's a double brown, so nothing happened. So we got lucky. So now we draw an event, and we take a naval fire marker. So now we have 2 of them. Well, that's super dandy now. Those are free actions, by the way. So we should probably make some good use of that. Okay, so stop thinking about that, Jeff, and take your engineering phase. So we're going to move this up to range 5. These HQs move up in their range, and we now have one in range 3. The other one is still in range 2. So now we're up to range 5 with the engineering. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Garrison marker makes it all the way out here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not quite enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Garrison marker goes here and here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that garrison marker doesn't go there. Okay, but basically the draw is clear. And we can now move nearly everything we need to off of that draw with just engineering actions alone. And then what we're going to do for the rest of the game is get this one going again, because we actually only are range 2. And you can see that even at a range 4, we're going to get a lot of garrison out. So that was the priority, because we wanted to get everybody off the beach. But now I think in a future game, I would actually probably continue to do this one to get everybody off the beach this way, and then do that one last. But at the time, it seemed like this made more sense. Okay, going to the other one. He's also a range 5. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I think that's the limit of the garrisons we get to put out, but that was still a good. And then this beach is completely free as well. And so let's do actions. For sure, these two, that's 2 of my actions we're going to attack here. And it's just a simple 1 with a Browning. So he's obliterated. And it was a bright yellow, so we don't even have to worry about escape. So he's done. The general will move here to make sure everybody gets free actions next time. And this guy can move 2 spaces, and I think in order for me to get credit, he can move off the map at F. So I'll have to look it up, but the Rangers can exit somewhere. It might even be these deep ones up here. But anyways, we're going to move him 2 spaces out like that. This Ranger, we're going to start moving. And that's that. Now this command post here is 116. He has a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do have free actions for everybody except for this. He would be my 3rd action if I did something with him. This guy can escape. So I'm trying to get units in both of these spots. So I will move 1 here, and I'm going to move 1 there so he can't escape. But then I have 1, 2. See, this is a 6, so I need 6 strength to take him out. But I do have 4, 8, 12 that's going to attack this purple. So we're going to attack the purple, and I have flank, which I actually satisfy, and that's a strength 8. And now I'm concerned, and sure enough, this becomes a 14. So it's a radio and a mortar. So I have everything. I meet all the weapon requirements, but I'm in a pickle because I don't have as much strength. See, I meet the weapon requirements, but my attack strength is less. So no effect. So he just stays as is. So we got a little bit lucky there. I'm going to use one of my naval gunfire. And this is a good question. That's considered a free action. Is that considered a second attack on the same spot? Which the rules do prohibit. But naval gunfire is sort of its own thing. So I'm going to get rid of that because that was very strong and powerful. And even though he could still attack us now, he'll only be able to hit 2 units instead of 4. But I now significantly weakened him so we can finish him off. And he's also a guy who could escape at some point. I am going to use my other naval gunfire, and we're going to take out this orange one as well. Just get rid of the depth marker. We don't even need to see what it is, and it was an artillery, so I'm very happy with that. It was a 3 strength, so that would have been a problem. This one could escape, so I need to get a unit all the way behind him to prevent that. So that's, in fact, I may just let him escape. I don't think I can contain that one. Okay, continuing on. This red guy here I can't attack, but I'm going to use my 3rd action. Or did I already use 3 actions? Holy cow, I can't do anything with him. So I'm stuck waiting. My 3rd action was this guy. So, yeah, I can't do anything else over here. I can get off the beach, though. So these guys are tanks, and I'm finally able to move them. They can move along roads. These are secondary roads here, so we're going to go 1, 2, and 1, 2. Actually, let's move them 1, 2, and yeah, I'll keep them together for now. This one can move. So we got a unit on here we need to get off of the headquarters. So I'm going to move him 2 spaces this way. This tank, we moved 1 and we'll move 2. 1, 2. We're going to go 1 and 1. And I just took way too long because it's going to take too much. We don't have enough turns to even get these guys off the beach. I mean, once I get them to here, I'll be able to move them to high ground because there's no slope. But yeah, it's going to take way too long. This guy I can finally move. Don't know where to, but I'll go 1, 2. And this guy has a range of 3 now. So he could move, but I'll keep him where it is. Moving around here. You can see that's a bright yellow, so we can just finish him off. I just needed the artillery, and that's going to be done, you know, if I just attack with the guys around them. So no worries there. They're all in range. This guy was the only one that wasn't, but he gets a free action. Coming around to here, this one's going to do his move, and then they're going to all attack, and we finish him off. And we're basically at a spot where there's not even much Germans left on the board. Again, these are secondary roads, so 1, 2 for the tanks. And this tank moves 1, 2. This one moves 1. These guys move 1. He moves 1. I think we needed this hero to remove that artillery. And so we did that. I will use the opportunity to get behind like that. This guy will go ahead and move up. And I think, oh, there's this green guy here. So this one, we need to get behind him. I think I need to use an action, which I have. So I'll get behind him with the action. This guy, if I attack it, he's going to be able to escape through brown. This is a free, and I can't control that one. So that's a problem. What I can do is try to attack this with a 6, but that's always a risky thing. But I'm going to do it. Let's reveal it. And of course, this is an 8, so we're disrupted. Okay, end of turn. We're now on turn 30 out of 32. Game's almost over. Nobody land on the beach. Germans concealed. We disrupt all triangle and circle units adjacent to unrevealed German reinforcements. So this guy's getting disrupted. And that's it. We only even had 1 unit next to 1. Okay, so then we do the fire phase, and they have gold. He's disrupted. They have red, who's an R. Let me look at that one. They're going to redeploy, and that makes sense for them. So let me show you that one. So this one was disrupted, so we remove the disrupted marker. The other one is also disrupted, so we'll remove his. And then this red one back here is going to redeploy. And so he's just simply going to move up to here. So now he's a big threat. And then we have brown. We are in brown, and we are going to get hit. So brown has a triangle, And this guy's a triangle, so we're gonna get hit from brown, and we're disrupted. So then we're gonna go to the other one. There's hardly anything left here. We have an orange. Literally speaking, there's only a red and a purple on this side. This purple is a double, and you can see the purple is a single there, so he doesn't even fire, and that's it. Nothing for them, and then we do another event. And this is that German rocket artillery one again. So he's long gone. And the engineer phase, we're going to finally move this one up. But you can see their range doesn't improve. But these two are going to go up, and now they're both range 3. And then it's action time. So we get to move 2 spaces with almost everybody. So we're going to go 1, 2. This is a hero. He'll go 1, 2. This guy will go 1, 2. See, only the spots that have victory point written on them are worth points. So I think I'm going to just start barreling through the countryside here. This one just requires a flank. This guy has a range of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it does take 1 action to attack. I only need 2 of them. So I'll do these 2. This guy is going to escape though. So he's going to go back into the reinforcement division pool. And this one we are going to kill. And I only need 2 units again. So I'm going to do these 2. And so this one does not escape. So we got him. This one can move. This one's going to move. This one could move, but that's intense fire. I'm a little leery about that. So I'm going to hold off with that one. This one doesn't need to be there anymore. So we're going to move 2 spaces. These guys are not in range of anything, so I have to be careful. They cost actions. I've spent 1 action so far. I think I can spend 2 more. So I'm going to go 1, 2 with both, so it'll just be 1 action. And then our HQ unit's here, and he has a range of 3 now. So we can move a lot of stuff. This tank is on a primary road. He can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a VP marker. So I'm going to move him 2. And then this one's going to just go up to that VP marker. This one is going to do a free move to that one. This guy gets free moves all the time. So he's going to move here. This guy can't escape. He only needs a 6. So who can... I can attack with just these 2 alone. And this guy's destroyed. So continuing on, he can move 2 to there. These tanks are on secondary road. This guy can move 2 spaces. These tanks are not on a secondary road. They're on a primary, so they can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to get this guy up there instead. Those 2 already attacked. This guy can go 2 spaces. So as you can see, we're basically just using our turns to take any spot that says victory point on it. And there's hardly anything in the way to stop us at this point. So like this guy is going to move 2. I think the thing that's going to happen is we're going to get out of our HQ range, and then it's just going to cost a bunch of actions. That's where we got to start moving our general north to give those free actions again. So this guy can go 2. So we're going to go right there to take on green. This one was disrupted. Can we take on green up there? No. I mean, I do have some tanks here, but see, they're not off the beach. So they do get, because of the engineer, they get 2 movement points. I have to be careful because they can create concentrated units. But they're both going to go here. And these 2 here will attack and destroy this guy. And then this guy is going to move over to assist with brown. And then this tank can get off the beach. And then 1, 1, and 1 for everybody else. That green is a problem. We weren't able to disrupt it. This guy's as good as dead. He just needs to be flanked. So we got a 1-2 situation there. And I gotta find him again. Oh, which one were you? Here he is. He actually makes it out. I didn't have his escape covered, I don't think, because he can go through the bocage and get away. All right, so this one needs to get in range. So he's going to do that to get in range to hurt purple. This guy can escape, but he's not disrupted anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish him off. He just escapes, and then this one's going to get onto the victory point. So now he's in range to help with purple. And that was definitely my action points there. He has a 1, 2, 3, 4, so there was another action point used. So I think that's everything. I mean, I am sort of rushing this because we're almost done, and this is just cleanup. So we move to turn 31. There's no beach landings. We just draw an event. And so we have to disrupt anybody that's next to unrevealed the circle and triangle. And so I forgot to remove his disruption, but he gets redisrupted because, yet again, we haven't revealed that one. And we get a disruption on this one, which is unfortunate. And then over here we get one. This guy's disrupted. So that's going to prevent us from attacking red. All right, well, that's not good. So now we go over here, and you can see purple's attacking circle. And thank goodness there's no, but see, this guy is in an intense fire zone, so he does take a hit. So we get a hit here. And then there's a double green, which we do have a double green situation, and it's circle, so we got really lucky there. We had the other 2. And brown does fire at circle, and we got lucky again because there's no circles next to brown. So this one actually triggered a whole bunch of units, but we only got hit once. And then this one, we only have red left on this board. So no red, there's nothing we do. So the west side is pretty clear. We get one more event. Oh, I apologize. I rushed a little too much. We're going to go back and readdress that. But the event, let's do that first. I get a naval fire marker. And then I'm grabbing these last 2 cards, and I'll explain why in a second. But let me just finish this thought. I forgot, we have reinforcements now. So brown is reinforcing. See that little R? So I just got to make sure we don't do anything for the star, we don't do anything for the A, but if there's a brown within 2 spaces of a US unit, like this one, it's actually reinforcing. So I need to randomize these. We have 3 of them that escaped because we were getting hasty at killing them, but one of them's coming out like that. Okay, so it's going to be on that brown spot that we thought was nice and clear, but now it's not. Okay, and then the other one, same deal. You can see there's a green reinforcement on this one, and we have to find, like right there, there's one. So now, boom, all of a sudden, we have Germans again, and then we have them again. So they're problem children. They just keep coming back like pimples. Okay, so then we have the engineering phase. So we're going to get to range 3, which, by the way, that's all the better we're going to be able to do for this game, because the next one's only going to be range 3. We only have one more turn. The HQs both go up. And at range 3, you can see we finally get some garrisons out on 2 other spots. And this draw is completely open. And then over here, it's a similar situation, although it doesn't help him at all, but the draw is completely open and that mine is now clear. So they could go on the road. All right, so it's back to us and our actions. And here you can see we got a lot of movement and we can start rushing. Welcome home. And I'm gonna move him to that one back. I think I need to think about taking victory points now. So I'm gonna move him to a victory point, him to a victory point, him to a victory point. I almost don't care about some of these now because they're getting too tough to take. So now it's just about taking victory points. And that means I got to get this guy. See, there's no victory points at all up here. So let's just get them out of the kill zone and get this one out of the kill zone. This one, I can only remove a disruption marker. So that's a problem. I can go after green here. The whole point of doing this was to take the VP and then get this VP. So I have to spend an action to go up there, and I will. These guys were free actions, so I didn't have to worry about those. These are near the HQ, so we're fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's no longer in the HQ range. So now by leaving these 2 alone, I'm actually taking both of these VPs because they're in the control. Like this guy controls this and that. So in here we got a situation with a tank, for example. So where do I want to move my tank? So I can go, 1, 2. That's a secondary road. This one would be an action, but I can spend an action to get to there. That's a primary road. This is also an action, my last one, and I can get him to a victory point. So I'm basically just setting up to score. This one I can take a victory point. This brown guy that popped in, I think I can at least attack it with these 2. He's in range of an HQ. He's not. This would be an action. And I will go ahead and move my general up to here. So that way this guy can move for free. Okay, so these 2 are going to attack. And that's a 3, and I am flanking. I do have a Browning. That's actually a 6. And I don't have an MG. That's a 6 and 4 is 10. We have 10. We equal it. And I believe with an equal, we do disrupt him, which is fine. We just don't destroy it. So at least he won't be hitting us. Actually, we do have an MG. Are they in range? 1, 2, no, they're not. I would have to use an action. That would be my second action, I believe. And I will do it. So this is at least destroyed because those tanks were able to help. We have a disrupted unit here. Oh, we already disrupted that one. This general moved over, so this guy does not get a free action. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one does not get a free action. I think I only have one action left. And that one action that's left is going to be purple. So these two, this is a free action. That one's the action left. So there's a 4. He needs to be flanked. We don't flank him, but we do double. So he's disrupted. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I can attack with this one. This gets undisrupted. So this one and this one can both attack, so we will. And here you can see I need a Browning for an 8, which I have. And this is an artillery for 10. I actually have 13, but I don't have the artillery. So all I do... I'm going to take the optional attrition to get rid of the artillery. And then he's disrupted. So got some more free moves here. Oh, hold on, I have a tank here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would need another action for that tank. Oh, I got a tank here. But he's... I think... Can I attack with a tank? I may not have needed to take the optional attrition. That's what I'm looking up. Oh, tank has to be adjacent to the target, not happening. Adjacent to the attacking infantry, not happening. In the command of an HQ or general, or at least one attacking infantry unit is in command of an HQ or general. That did happen. So 1, 2, 3, yes. So this guy was able to support. He has a range of 5, you can see. So this guy didn't have to take an optional attrition. And then these two can also get involved, but they're not in range of anybody. They're just out of range of the HQ. So can't do anything about that. I do have this other HQ obviously here, but his range only goes so far as well. All right, well, that's the end of that turn. And now we're on our final turn of the game. And just going to try to crank through this. We're going to draw an event. The event is remove disruption from all German positions. Okay, well, that's not helpful. So 1, this disruption went away too, by the way. Okay, that was a little hurtful. Don't need to be pouting so much, game, just because you're losing. Then gold is firing. There is no gold. Blue, there is no blue. And then brown, there is a brown, but it's not a double brown because of our tank doing the artillery. So they don't do diddly squat. Blue would reinforce, but we have no more reinforcement anymore. So nothing happens in the east. And then in the west, we actually do have more units now. Green will attack. Diamond. And you can see here that there is no diamond. And I'm looking at the green A action. It's going to attempt an advance if position has advance arrow and requirements are met. Otherwise, it's going to fire. So we got to look at the advance. This is going to try to advance to here. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see. It's going to try to advance to here and it can't. So that's why it doesn't do anything. It fires and it doesn't hit anything with the fire either. So we're lucky there. Red, same deal. Red's got the reinforced thing. So he's here. This guy is not in a, that's the only non-intense fire spot, and the symbols don't match, so we were lucky. And then green, this is an A, so he will try to advance. Maybe he will. He's gonna try to advance here, and we have it covered, so he's not advancing. So he's done. Then our engineering would go up. Our HQ range is 4 for that one and only 3 for that one. But that's how this game's going to end. And so from here on out, we would be doing actions. Actually, we get one more event. They remove disruption again, so no worries there. I would use my naval gunfire to maybe remove something. So like, for example, this one's been revealed. I'd use my naval gunfire to remove this depth marker, which requires flanking. And that was a free action. And then now I can attack, you know, and remove it and then try to move a guy in and move a guy there. It's really going to boil down to action points and who's within range of my HQ and who's not, right? I really don't care to add up my score because as noted in my errata video, I made some mistakes. One of them worked against me. So I didn't realize this was a preservation move to get all the way to here. So I put a hero in the most worthless spot. So that was a mistake I made that made the game harder for me. However, I did some barrage actions incorrectly. I did some spots where I fired from 2 spots away with my heavy machine guns without realizing I always have to have at least one adjacent unit in order to be able to do an attack like that. And that extremely helped me. And I know there's one other thing I did that helped me, but whatever my score is, it's not official. There's going to be giant asterisks and slashes and commentaries that would go with it. So I'm not too concerned about the score. A game like this I enjoy without worrying about the score too much. I'm one of those RPG guys. I like dungeon romping games the most. And I love experience points, which is why I like a lot of Dan Versen leader games. And then even Skies Above the Reich, because there's always a progression. And for whatever reason, this game has progression for me. And it's a puzzle that constantly changes. And the cards are brutal. But let's just go through real quick what the scoring would have been. 1 for each position I control that has a victory point symbol. That's what you saw me trying to do. And I would spend this last turn trying to take as many of the victory point symbols as I could. I bet I got about 15 to 20 points from this, maybe even more. 4 victory points for every draw I open to US traffic. I'm convinced I got all 4 of them, so that'd be 16 points right there. I do know I needed to get stuff off the beach, and here you can see for my movement, that would have been all I could do, and I forgot to do that last turn. And then for this final turn, it would have only been to there. It's still not enough to get him off the beach. Same here. I would have been able to move this one off. But these other ones would have only get it to there, and that's it. So by picking the long draw, that's actually the worst thing to do with these anti-aircraft. I mean, tanks maybe, but these short draws get you up to the high ground quicker. And so in future games, I recommend to anybody playing or still watching, make sure your headquarters are going towards the short draws, not the long draw. This took forever for the engineers to clear. And to be quite honest, this is once you get this open, you're up on the high ground in just a couple turns. And then you have artillery and all that other nonsense to help you just bomb the crap out of this. So that's my recommendation. But we did clear the draws. It just took us all the way to the end. 1 victory point for every non-infantry on the high ground. That's what I was just obsessing over. So you can see I gave up victory points because these guys never made it to the high ground. But I would just go count my tanks and whatever I did get off the ground. No more than 5 points here. For every armor or regular infantry step that moves off the map, there was 0. I didn't move off the map. And it says here you can get victory points if your armor unit was on high ground and exited. So there is value in exiting, but to be quite honest, I was parking them on victory point spots. But for example, this armor here, he's on a victory point spot. So I already got 2 victory points for that armor already. I think exiting the map is nice, but there's so many victory point spots on the map. I really don't see any value in it. I think covering the victory point spots themselves is the better move. But I think though, depending on your game and how it plays out, I mean, one may actually become easier, and so obviously you have choices. And then here, 1 for every ranger that moved off of exit F or G. So this is what I was talking about. I could have gone after F here, and somehow there's an exit there. I don't know where, but oh, there's an exit here on G. Oh, see, this would have been doable. I actually had guys here, and I moved them that way, so I made a mistake. We could have exited off the map here, so keep that in mind. Your rangers could exit right here. That gets you some points. Obviously, these are victory points by themselves, so I could have parked a ranger on each of those. And you can see I was a dodo head and moved my rangers all the way up here when these guys were both back there, right? So anyways, subtract 1 for every nest I do not control. I think I control every single nest in the game. And remember, infantry control spaces around them. This one I am not in control of because the HQ only controls his own spot. So technically speaking, I don't have control for that, so I would lose 1 point. And that was just a dodo head move on my part. I mean, I could have easily taken any of these infantry that I moved that way and just kept it there if I was thinking it through. -1 for every camp group Meyer box in no subtraction for depth markers. So you can see there's 4 of them over here. There's still 4 left. And so I lose 4 points for that. And so, you know, I knew I had 16. I told you I had about 20 to 25. So that's, let's say I had 25 points from the VP spots. 16 more for the draws. That's 40 points. And then let's say the tanks that made it to the high ground cancels out the camp group penalty. I mean, that's around 40 points. So I would have a tactical victory, which is a historical result. And I might have even had more. I might have even had an operational U.S. victory, but I'm pretty confident I had no less than 40 points. And that's without sitting down and calculating it all. I don't think I had 60. I mean, there are a lot of VP points out there, but 20 is also a lot to count up to. I don't think I had 60 points. So anyways, there you have it. That's Dday Omaha Beach with extended rules and still some errors in the rules, but I think we're finally getting it locked down, and especially with that last errata document. So thank you for watching. Stay awesome. I'm actually going to be busy for a while, so it might be a bit before I can squeak out my next video, especially if I switch games, because then I have to read rules and all that stuff. And it's funny because I own games and I've played them before, but I still have to reread the rules because I don't remember everything. But yeah, this is a very, very fun game. 2009, as far as I'm concerned, it was way ahead of its time. The only thing that it's missing, it has really wonderful player aids. It just needs more player aids, you know, so you don't have to fumble through the reference book as much. But even then, I was still relatively able to find rules without having to look up too much. This was way ahead of its time. I mean, back in 2011, I think people were still playing Settlers of Catan and Dominion, right? I mean, those were the kind of games that came out back then. Maybe Seven Wonders. I can't remember what year that came out. I mean, we're talking we were just on the cutting edge of board games starting to leap into something new, and this was already out there. I don't know what it was like in the wargaming world because I'm not an old school wargamer, an old grog nerd or whatever. But this had to have blown your minds when something like this came out. It had to. I don't see it any other way. And I've played a lot of the war games that everybody keeps saying are classics, and they frankly suck. They might have a lot of thinking and stuff, but the rules are just so cumbersome. But anyways, this one does have some cumbersome rules. I can see a lot of people not liking this for that reason. But man, oh man, Mage Knight is considered to be an all-time classic solitaire game. I think this beats Mage Knight for me, and I'm a dungeon romper kind of guy. As far as rules go, this is equivalent to Mage Knight. Mage Knight has a lot of those crappy little, oh, you do this, this, and this, but if it's nighttime, this is the same kind of thing. It's got a lot of those exception rules. But yeah, this one's staying in my collection for sure. I love it. I'm looking forward to the other D-Day games to see if I still enjoy those as much. I think the biggest complaint I've heard is that they're too hard. So I guess we'll have to see if they're too hard. This game can be quite hard if the cards don't go your way. I think this game can be pretty particular with how you climb the cliffs and have to take certain nests. After playing this, this is my third playthrough in 1 week. So I cranked all these videos out in just 1 week. I can tell you that it's starting to feel a little repetitive in the opening rounds. So I don't know, maybe the other games are not so bad. The extended rules are actually quite overwhelming, and I did look at Tarawa, for example, and I think the extended rules hit you quicker in a game like that, because as soon as you land, the Japanese have